Hello, bonjour. I'm pleased to express Canada's support for the important work of Together for Girls to use data to drive action and advocacy to end violence against children. I'm proud to speak to Canada's commitment on education and gender-based violence, of course, the challenges created by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the key role of data in overcoming these challenges and advancing our shared goals. In 2018, Canada and the G7 committed to support quality education and lifelong learning for girls, adolescent girls, and women through the Charlevoix Declaration. Our approach is not only to improve the quality of education, but also to address gender-based violence as a key barrier to girls' education. I'm so proud to speak to our work with Together for Girls, our longstanding and trusted partner since 2014. It's really been vital in delivering on our Charlevoix commitment. Please join me in recognizing the work of Together for Girls to better document the relationship between sexual and gender-based violence and education outcomes. We're supporting this work through the Data for Change project to allow us to identify country-specific barriers to education, a critical step to mobilize resources and to implement solutions. With a clearer picture of the violence girls and boys experience, we can understand the protection gaps and then design and implement interventions to make sure children of all ages are able to live free of violence inside and outside the classroom. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has set us all back in achieving our shared goals. We know of the shadow pandemic of increased violence against women and girls, driven by confinement, school closures, additional economic pressures, and the disruption of aid programs. This has only highlighted how important schools are in preventing violence. We also know that the pandemic is having a disproportionate effect on girls' education, who are less likely than boys to return to school once we have reopening, because of the increased burden of care work, increased sexual and gender-based violence, early and forced child marriage, and adolescent pregnancies. This data is going to be critical to driving our COVID responses to address health impacts, but of course also to support children and their families to cope with the school closures, keep learning from home, and go back to school safely when the time is right. Again, please join me in thanking Together for Girls for their work to generate data to help us understand how we best preserve the hard-fought gains we have made and also build back with more resilience. This will make sure that all girls have access to quality, safe learning environments and are able to live free of violence. We are grateful to Together for Girls, survivors, and allies who are contributing to addressing these challenges and finding solutions. Together, let's keep working toward a more equitable and violence-free world. Merci.